Nail lamps can be dangerous and cause DNA damage and mutations. I heard these opinions too, and this new UV-safe nail lamp claims to protect hands from excessive exposure, which sounds a bit too good to be true, right? My teammate Anna is going to do nails for her client. She wants to turn these shorties into long, beautiful stilettos with nail art within 1 hour. And while she does that, we are going to put this lamp to the test and see if it's really that safe. We will start with product removal. We have some leftovers of hard gel overlay. Keep in mind that the only way to remove it is to file it off. This is carbide bead with green abrasive mark. The speed is 25,000 rotations per minute. We have a little chipping on the free edge, and also the plan is to do completely different nail set. Remember, long stilettos with nail art. So in this case, we are going to remove the product fully from the nail plate. Since the time is limited and the client also wants to have some nail art, we are going to use method which is one of the fastest dual forms. And since we need to test this new lamp, this is going to be a perfect opportunity because we are going to use some colors, we're going to use hard gel, so we will see if it's going to cure them. Let's proceed with the nail prep and push back the cuticles with orange wood stick. These cuticles are so sticky, so be careful with them because we do not want to separate them and cause any cracks on the skin. So try to do it smoothly without extra pressure, just being careful. This motion feels a little bit like you are trying to take the sticker out of shampoo bottle, if you know what I mean. Don't try to dive too deep into this skin pocket because some people have pretty deep areas in there, but usually if we see sticky or spreading type of the cuticles, do not try to go too deep. We actually need to be the opposite, extra careful. Then we need to do dry manicure, and we'll use diamond flame-shaped bead with red abrasive mark. The speed is 16,000 rotations per minute. Corners are the most important areas that we need to work on because this is usually where we have more excess skin compared to the center. If you don't clean it properly and it stays there, this is going to cause product lifting, and this is actually the most important reason why some people later will experience product lifting near the cuticle. You can use the same bead to clean the sidewalls, some dry skin in the corners to push back the cuticles. And then we need to trim this part of the dead tissue, and we'll use a diamond sphere-shaped bead with red abrasive mark. This is the great way to exfoliate dry skin and do not damage it, as long as you do it the right way, of course. And this part of the service, just like every other part, should be painless. I will always repeat that because in the comments I always see these concerns like, ow, this looks so painful, I cannot imagine how the client suffered. Well, please take a look. She is not suffering. Her skin is not bleeding or anything. It should feel very similar to when you, let's say, exfoliate your heels. But some clients really have more sensitivity than the others, and it may feel a bit uncomfortable. So in this case, it's our job to find the method that will work best for them. Maybe switch to implements such as scissors or nippers. At the end of the day, we just want clean cuticles and manicure. Since the client requested stiletto nails, we're going to use stiletto-shaped dual forms, and now let's find the perfect sizes for each nail. With dual forms, it's slightly different compared to soft gel tips. They should not be just the perfect size, they should be a little bigger than the nail because there's also an area where we should fit the product. Now let's clean the nails to make sure it's absolutely dust-free and debris-free, and finally take a look at this new nail mail. This new nail lamp by Melodysusie has 80% less UV exposure area, which minimizes the risk of UV exposure that can cause uneven skin tone and lesions, ensuring hand health. I didn't expect it to be so compact and tiny, and it's also rechargeable and comes in 3 different styles: pink, white, and lilac. You definitely heard about these articles about nail lamp dangers, and here's the thing. Yes, there is some UV exposure. but it's not even strong enough to cause some tan on our hands. If you go outside on a sunny day, you will get way more UV exposure compared to nail lamp. So there's a super small percentage of people who potentially could be affected by it, and normally they cannot go outside until they're fully covered at all. I did some digging and couldn't find any official research about this topic in particular. There have been some lab tests, but they used a weird amount of time, like 30 to 40 minutes of exposure, and during the service you definitely get less than that. Since no one officially confirmed it, we cannot say for sure that nail lamps are 100% dangerous or nail lamps are 100% safe. The thing is, we definitely want to get as less exposure on our skin as possible. So with traditional lamps, you need to put your hand deep into the lamp. That's the only way for the product to fully cure. And then normally we cure thumb separately. So this lamp has a unique design where you don't need to do that, and you will have definitely less exposure of the skin because only the very tips of the fingers will be inside of the lamp, and also you can put the thumb at the same time without compromising its posture. Let's get back to doing nails. We applied prep products, dehydrator, non-acid primer, and a thin layer of base coat that we are going to cure in this lamp. It has an automatic sensor in it, so you don't need to turn it on all the time. Simply set the timer and it will automatically turn on once the hand is inside. It looks so unusual, and let's take a look from this view. There is definitely less UV exposure because we can see that only part of the nails are inside of this lamp. I really like this small window for the thumb, and I really hope that the clients are not going to miss it. Almost forgot, there is another box from Melodysusie in this new nail mail, which includes plenty of colors of heme-free gel polishes, so we are definitely using them today for the nail art. And this nail art brush set, which comes in such a pretty box with flowers, and look at this leather bag. I personally like this new style of Melodysusie. It looks so minimalistic and so cool. We have 5 different synthetic brushes that you can use for nail art, and the rounded square brush I think will be perfect for gel application. They have this beautiful white and blue floral style, and at first we were wondering what is this weird metallic thing on the brush, and finally we get it. This is genius. Take a look at this, guys. When you put the brush on the table, it's not going to ruin your table because this thing keeps the bristles a little bit on top, which is exactly what we need to protect the bristles and the table, of course. We got so inspired by this signature blue color, so decided to use one of those. And since we're using dual forms, we're going to do the design in the reverse style. So we are going to start from the top, apply some blue, and I think it is going to perfectly combine with this mint color. Do not cure anything yet because we are aiming for marble look. So we're also going to add light blue color, add some drops, and then take a detailer brush and slightly mix them. The goal is to cover the surface of the dual form so we will not have any empty spots. But at the same time, do not overdo it, because if you will mix them too much, you will simply have something like mix of these colors, not a marble. So we are more like covering this area, making sure that we don't have empty spots. This blue is so deep, but at the same time it has a little jelly to it. As you can see, once you apply it super thin, it's a bit transparent, which makes it just perfect for a design like this. And on the other hand, we have mint and light blue, which are not like that. They're more bright, so I think this is going to look so great together. And since we need stiletto nails, we need to cover it with the color all the way down, so we will have this tip. The great thing when working with dual forms that you can check the design before applying it to the nail and see if you like it. And I think it already looks great, but we have some empty spots on this side, so let's sure we cover them with some of the blue color. We were using gel polishes only at this point. These are not gels, which means technically we created the nail art that is going to be on top of the nail. Now we need to cure it to make sure that the colors are not going to move. Actually, you can freeze cure it, but since we never tried this lamp yet, we are going to fully cure it just for the sake of experiment. And then we will use a nude polygel and apply it on the dual form and do regular style of sculpting so we can transfer it to the nail. And if you're wondering how is it going to cure through this color, well, the answer is this is a super thin layer and the colors are slightly transparent. And also, if the lamp is powerful enough, this should be enough to fully cure the product underneath. At this point, we cure the nail and start working with the next one and do the same thing all over again. First, we add some drops of the blue gel polish, then we add mint and light blue and also mix them to create a marble look. It will not be possible to recreate the exact same pattern, but who wants it, right? This is an abstract design and that's my favorite thing about them. It doesn't matter how you mix the colors, you don't really need to try to do a certain patterns. You just play with them and create whatever you like, and at the end you will always get a pretty outcome. My advice for you is to make sure that you have some dark colors close to the edges so the nails will not look weird or transparent. And since we decided that blue is our dominant color, we also want to make sure that there's plenty of this color on the nails. We did 3 nails with this marble nail art, and I think that will be enough because this blue is so pretty by itself, and we also wanted to try it just as one tone color application. So on another nails, we're going to use nude polygel just to sculpt them. Take a little bit of nude polygel and apply it onto the dual form. And since we don't have any color here, we need to apply a little bit more product because we are doing a reverse sculpting. Thin area near the cuticle, a little thin along the sidewalls and on the free edge, and most of the product should be in the center to build the apex. Then we apply it on the nail close to the cuticle but without flooding it. There should be a little margin that later we are going to fix. Oh man, looks like this part is separating near the cuticle. You see these bubbles in the corner? We need to fix it with orange wood stick and cure it right away before it's moving. And the most satisfying part of this kind of extensions is, of course, taking off the dual forms. We can pinch them after curing for about 20 seconds. And now the best way to determine if the product is cured or not, well, first of all, remove the dual forms and then file and shape them. Since we have a little margin from the cuticle on all nails and on the nails with the design, we have blue as dominant color, we are going to use this detailer brush to fill in the cuticle area so it is going to be seamless and they're not going to look like they're outgrown, like she has them for already 2 to 3 weeks. After outlining the cuticle area, we have a little bump there. So the best way to fix that is to use this flat brush and slightly blend it towards the design. Now let's do the application on the nude colors, and this color is just amazing. On top of the nude, it's a bit transparent, but it really looks like electric blue. So it's up to you whether to use it in just one coat and you will have this slightly transparent jelly look, or if you want to have a deeper beautiful blue, then you definitely need at least 2 coats. This detailer brush is so good. It has tiny bristles that can reach any area, so you can use it for outlining sidewalls or cuticle areas as well as for detailed nail art. We decided to do 2 coats of blue for pinky and ring finger and then seal it with a glossy top coat. For this exact design, the underside of the nail doesn't matter as much, but with most nails, sometimes I use top coat to seal the underneath of the nails. So I just got curious, will it work with this lamp? So we tried it and yes, it definitely does. So honestly, I'm surprised that such a compact and small lamp like this can fully cure builder gels and polygels, which means you can definitely use it. If you would like to recreate this gorgeous set, you can find all the links to the products that we used in the description box as usual, as well as the discount codes. Let me know what do you think about this UV-safe nail lamp. Drop the comment, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!